Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's good, YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P back again for another video. Now, as always, folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. All right, guys, we are back once again, and today we have another epic video. A lot has happened over the past couple days, and we got to talk about it. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, this whole DDG India Love situation. It was something that kind of happened last night that made me want to bring this topic back up. Of course, we know everything that happened with India Love at the Streamer Awards, and it was something that she actually said during her apology of what's going on with her. She said that if we knew what was really going on in her personal life, we would have a lot of empathy towards her. You know what I mean? Because something personal going on in her life. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe she's talking about her situation with Crystal, which is her sister. They no longer talk. They're on bad terms and all of that. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe it's that. But I'm like, why would we care? Why would we have empathy for you for that situation? And then I was like, and if it's something dealing with her parents, she'd have been like, it's something that me and my family going through, like her sisters or whatever, like her mom sick, her dad sick or something like that. So she didn't say that. She said something with her. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so in the back of my mind, I'm already kind of like thinking, like, okay, I kind of see what she's hinting at, but I don't know yet. So last night, DDG was kind of reacting to some stuff. I guess it was, I want to say it was two streamers, two male streamers. I think it was Your Rage and Silky. Might be wrong, but I think it was Your Rage and Silky, and they were talking about India Love, how she's like doing all this stuff. She needs to, you know, she's talking about she drinking and she need help and all. You know, they were kind of going at her a little bit, and DDG kind of defended her, but it seemed like it was kind of tough for him to do. So I'm like, okay, what really happened? So that wasn't it. So then he said that, you know, India Love, she's going through some personal stuff in her life. So I'm like, okay, so this is like, okay, so what I'm thinking, what I'm gathering from this is that India Love must have recently went and got checked or something, like, you know, maybe she's dealing with breast cancer, ovarian cancer, lupus, something serious, because I'm like, that's what it's kind of aiming at. That's where it's like, if DDG know about it and he's kind of real like bothered by it, and then India Love's like, if you guys knew what was gonna, I'm putting two and two together. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I'm thinking it's aiming towards something like that. You know what I mean? But I think in this time, in this day and age, if I was India Love, if it's something like that, I honestly would probably tell people, you know what I mean, for awareness, to get checked. You know, she can kind of sway the crowd, man, because right now everything's looking real bad. They just thinking she out here acting like, you know, like the last days of Whitney Houston. You know, Bobby and Whitney, you know how it was, like they saying she was on drugs and stuff like that, and it was like it was really killing her image. And I'm like, well, if it's something going on like medical wise, and it's something, you know, like the cancer, breast cancer awareness, something like that, maybe you need to speak up on it, and maybe people will have empathy for you. But right now it's like everything's going downhill. I'm not saying, you know, that's your personal business whether you want to do it or not, but you won't be the only person out here, and you're not the only person out here suffering, you know, with like breast cancer and ovarian cancer and lupus and stuff like that. So I mean, if it's something like that, speak and say what it is, you know what I mean? And then you'll have tons of people behind you. They'll be like, oh, okay, we get it now. You know, if you're trying to save face and you care about what the people say, you know, that could clear everything up. You'll have pink ribbons everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? Like they serious about that, you know, because there's a lot of people dealing with that. So I think if it's something like that, if I was India Love, I would say something. You know what I'm saying? To let it be known, like, yo, I'm going through something. That's why I'm over here tweaking and tripping and being like not myself. It'll make sense. People be like, okay, everybody just get up off her. She good. She going through something. You know what I mean? I think that'll help you out, but I don't know. But anyway, the next topic what I want to talk about was, as we know, DDG and Deshae have been pretty much collabing with the Nail Twins, which are these women in this picture in the background here. And Deshae Frost seemed to have actually maybe fallen in love with one, I think her name is Renee. And he tried, you know, of course he did like the little engagement at the pier yesterday in Santa Monica, but that's for the cameras. But the stuff that was actually happening as they were going along, like they went out to eat, that she was loving them and this and that, got back to the house, and pretty much, I want to say DDG pretty much single-handedly destroyed his situation. It was funny, but I could tell that Deshae was like, no, don't do this. I really rock with her. I really trying to be with her. I honestly believe that Deshae was really wanting to be with this woman. You know what I'm saying? Deshae plays around a lot, but even DDG was like, nah, he ain't playing Deshae in love. Like, he been saying that for the past couple of days. So I'm like, and I've been watching like his body, like, I was like, Deshae really, like, he really, really loving this girl. I really liking her, like, at least, because he was doing some stuff I ain't never seen him doing. And the girl, Renee, wanted to actually go, and do stuff off stream. That lets you know that she really rocking with Deshae, because she don't even care about the cameras. But Deshae, he was like, well, let's do it. So they were supposed to, have a little fake wedding today and stuff like that. But I think everything's out the window because she cursed him out last night. He was like trying to apologize, saying that, it was just for the clips, and this is kind of like his job, but he didn't mean anything by it. But she was like, no, you messing with her heart. You know what I'm saying? And girls they ain't all about cameras all the time, And I think DDG didn't make it any better, but it was just funny because finally, remember what I told you guys I say the only person other than Senko that really said anything to kind of go against DDG and kind of check him, like, man, you ain't really mature in your mind, he act like a little kid and stuff like that. His brother, Dub, what Dub got to lose? That's his brother. Like, he ain't going nowhere, so he speaks his mind. He's like, yo, I want you guys to check this video out, and you'll see what Dub actually told him. There's always some truth in these jokes. Just remember that.
That was cleaning the hotel, they would need the whole crew there. Nigga, even the manager, nigga, the owner would have to come there and clean it up.
What that got to do with me being a good real man or a husband?
Because it was just like, all these women is just like giving you they all, and then you just, what is it, seasonal? You a McRib? That's what the fuck you are. You a McRib. You come to the girl as the McRib, and then you just vanish. You like a snack wrap, nigga. That's what you are. You a snack wrap out here.
But guess what?
What?
Every time the McRib or the snack wrap is in season, they waiting in line, ain't they?
Yeah. And that's what you are. You ain't on the full menu. You make it seem like it ain't. Oh, the McRib is back. It's never leaving. And then you go there one day craving it, hit the menu, I have discontinued.
Maybe I'm saving myself.
And while saving yourself, you hurt a lot of people.
I just fall in love really hard. So I get afraid of commitment.
And there it is. And this is where I think that DDG and India Love finally disconnected it. I think she kind of addressed it, was like, yo, what are we doing, Moo? Like, are we gonna be together or not? Because it's like, we've been doing all this stuff. I'm buying you stuff, you buying me stuff, you're making me feel special, I make you feel special. I've been here since the Halle situation, I've been holding you down, but it seems like we kind of stuck in this hamster wheel, this hamster cycle, just kind of going around. No, nothing's happening. It's like, but we look like we together, but we really not. And it's like, so, she's getting older, and what do you want? And he probably was like, listen, I just don't want no commitment. I'm just trying to focus on my career right now, blah, blah, blah. I know he gave her that speech. And she was like, all right, cool. Well, you do you and I'm going to do me. And he's like, all right, bet. So then the Vegas thing happened. That kind of put the icing on top. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, she never did nothing that crazy while they were supposedly play dating, fake dating, hiding they dating, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She never did nothing like that. So I think that kind of transpired around that time because she dipped off, went to Vegas, and normally DDG wouldn't be too far from India. Like, he probably would have went with her, you know what I'm saying, out there and been a part of what she had going on. But as you see, something definitely was said. You know what I mean? And I think that was it right there. He said he's scared of commitment. And India Love is not getting any younger, so she probably was like, I'm ready to have a family and this and that. And nobody's approaching her because they think she's with DDG. So he's like, all right, bet. I'm going to give you your freedom. I'll give you space. We ain't got to do nothing together no more. So everybody know you on the market. You know what I'm saying? But look how much time they done been wasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, India Love about to have a whole nother birthday. You know what I'm saying? So she probably was in her feelings about it. And DDG was like, he didn't really care. He go home and play video games. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. When it comes to what DDG does is this. When the cameras are on, there's picture like a music video. There's everybody fly, you know what I'm saying? The girls around, bottles popping, party going on. And then once the camera cuts off, everybody goes home. You know, that's what Dub was saying what happens with DDG. He was like, it looks like everything's lit. But then, you know, it looked like he got the girls, like he going home with them, this and that, but he just go home by himself and start playing Mortal Kombat. You know, that's what Dub said. He's like, bro, it's like, don't you want to be in a relationship? He just, ever since that Halle situation, I'm telling you, he's been different. That moment in Miami when I seen him crying, he was wiping his eyes and stuff, I was like, bro, that was a different him. He was like, he felt like he was betrayed by his best friend. He said him and Halle was like super tight. You know what I mean? And it's like his best friend turned her back on him and went crazy. And you got to think about it. I feel him a little bit because when it did happen, think about the people that broke the story. It was like TMZ, it was CBS, like it was like main, like BET, like it wasn't just like no little the media takeout type thing. It was like heavy hitters. You know, Hollywood Unlocked said it, but it was like, bro, that was small compared to the sites that it hit. It hit like the major sites. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on CNN. It was on Fox News. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, wait. And DJ's like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be my best friend. So he felt betrayed. And this is the mother of his child. So he didn't know if he was going to ever see Halo again. He was like, oh, she pulling the, I'm a abuser. Like, and then this whole time Diddy trial going on or about to start around this time, it was just like, it was bad. It was like that was going on. Then I think the following week after that, Diddy was seen like, you know, kicking Cassie in the hotel hallway. Listen, it was just bad timing. It made him look crazy. Then he had to come back with this little thing. So that's why I think he is how he is. You know what I'm saying? He just, that shattered him, you know, because he's a very private person. That put all his business on blast. All his court records and everything was available online for anybody to see. This was bigger than just us, you know, like the blog pages and stuff like that that's online. This went like global. Like my dad knew about it. You know what I'm saying? My mama knew about this story and she don't even know who DDG is, but she know now because of that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why he acts like the way he is. So India Love, unfortunately, she caught astray. Like, hey, DDG out here, and he might look like he about to get with you, but he don't trust none of y'all. That's what it is. He'll have fun with you, but he is the McRib. Just like Doug say, you the McRib. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, turn on your post notifications. And as always, folks, as always, holla back at your boy. Peace.